I want to welcome everyone to another episode of Behind the Shades. It's your host, Terrain, and we have another fantastic episode for you guys today. It's you, it's our guest, and it's me, Mr. Behind the Shades himself. But before you see today's video, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So let's get into today's episode.
And I think that's how we say when there's a difference between being alone and being lonely, right?
Mm,
Because you always had people around you, the first husband, your children, the second
mhm.
husband, and so on, but you still felt how you felt. And now where you're actually alone, where there's no one around you, right? Where you
Yes,
exited the second marriage, you decided, I need to do this because I am more than a dreamer. I am
mhm,
more than a woman that has had two relationships, two
mhm,
marriages that has ended. I'm
mhm,
more than being a single parent. I am more than this. When
mhm.
you look back and you say, man, I was late to the party, to use your reverse, right?
Yeah,
My 20s was this. My 20s, when a lot of people were having fun and discovering
mm,
themselves, I
yes,
was trying to rebuild what was being destroyed. When you look back,
yes.
and you see how your 30s was different than your 20s, how today is different than both decades.
Uh-huh.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, good question. I tell people all the time, right? We could all say, and if you're not saying this, then you might need to think about it a little bit. When you're in your 30s, you look back at your 20s and you think, man, I mean, I look back at my 20s and it wasn't that I thought I knew it all. I just really was in survival. And that's what I talk about in my book. Like I have 7 stages of overcoming obstacles, and it's based on what I've learned now. And the first one is denial, then it's survival, and then it's acceptance, or survival, then denial, then acceptance. And acceptance is the hardest stage. And it wasn't until I accepted my circumstances and accepted everything around me, accepted the part I did play, because ultimately, I did leave my parents. And I mean, it was mutual, but and they kicked me out. But I left. If I wanted to stay, I could have probably stayed, right? So when you have to, it's that acceptance of anything that is the hardest stage, whether it's grief, whether it's in your finances, whether it's your children. I have a child, so I'm like the Ginsu knife commercial. I'm like, wait, there's more. but but and it works, right? They do still do those commercials because they still work. But I also, so once you fast forward through all that, I have my one of my children, my youngest one, he has paranoid schizophrenia. He was diagnosed with it as a he was 18 years old, and my middle child actually had went to school, become a dental hygienist, was doing awesome, got divorced, got with the wrong man, started doing meth, and she's in prison right now. She went downhill. It's hard not to go, man, now is that because of me? And it's not, right? I had to accept Josh. Now I help parents who are given that diagnosis of adult children, that of mental illness, because they often are in denial, or they have guilt, like they did something wrong and they didn't. It's unfortunate, right? So you have to accept things very quickly. I've had to learn how to accept a lot of stuff very quickly so that I can move forward. And so I write, that's what I really write about in the first book. And then the second book, I'm taking it to the next level, putting some research behind it, and biblical, so that we have science and Christianity together. But I truly believe when I think about all the different stages of life, it may, first of all, I'm proud. How I feel, just to answer your question, is I feel proud that I'm here, and I feel so blessed, and I'm so, oh my gosh, I am so grateful. Like, I wake up every day grateful that I not that I went through everything I've went through, but I have a passion. I'm grateful that I have a passion to help people so that they don't have to go through what I went through. If they do go through even one of those things, a car accident, a child being diagnosed with a mental illness, losing everything, bad marriage, whatever it is, that I can help them understand that the sooner you accept your circumstances, we don't drive a car looking in the rearview mirror. You drive a car looking forward.